we have 2 featured presenters, and then 2 groups of short 2-minute pitches. And then I will be in the front row here with a stopwatch clock, so you will know when your time is up. And the alarm will go off at the end of 2 minutes, so please try to wrap it up if you are going over. We'll call the names of everybody in order, and then your names will also appear on a slide there, so you know when you're ready to go. So when it's your turn for the 2-minute pitches, would love it if you would line up here and get ready to go. If you want to sit, if you need a place to put your whatever reading material, you can do that. I'm going to take this and get out of the way. Then after everybody goes, if you are so inspired and you want to get up and you want to share something, you want to do a quick whatever, we've got a 30-second pitch section, so just come up here, write your name and your handle or how we can get in touch with you or people can follow you, and then we'll do a series of 30-second pitches. And then after that is potluck. So we hope you brought potluck stuff, otherwise we're all going to be hungry and drinking beer, so that's probably not great. But it's a great time to network. So quick announcements. Okay, so if you feel free to take photos and share and tag us. We do have one thing that we do ask of you, because this is free, so we ask that you fill out a survey afterwards. It's so fast, it's like 5 questions, and we even have prizes. So we will randomly draw a name, and you can get an amazing swag bag. There'll be a QR code, but there's like really good stuff in the bag, I swear. And the bag was designed by some artists. So we'll do that after the presentation. So we ask that just so we can get your ideas and how we can improve things. Like we actually make changes. Sorry, I apologize for her. After the event, we will be sharing the slideshow, so you can get that. You don't have to worry about writing down everybody's information there. And then I'm going to just grab my dog so she stops barking, and I'll be right back. Okay, so a couple of upcoming events. So this Thursday on Zoom, we are presenting a conversation with Key Williams, who's one of the founders of Black Lives Matter New York. And this is in conjunction with our Bandung residency, which promotes Black and Asian solidarity. And Key's going to be talking about how to scale your practice as an organizer and an artist working in community. So if you're interested in social justice work or community advocacy, yeah, check it out. It's free. It's online. And then next week, on Tuesday, March 25th, at 1 o'clock in the daytime, we're hosting a free online workshop by volunteer lawyers for the arts. And it's on the topic of contracts, copyright, and creative rights. So, you know, if you're a visual artist or a filmmaker or a musician or creator in any field, this is a really good workshop for you to provide essential insights to help you safeguard your rights. And these are usually like really expensive, these workshops. I think they're, I don't know how much they are, but it's free for you because we're paying for it. So you can sign up for that. And then we also have every other month, opposite Maz's Town Hall, we do an event called New Music Mondays, and that happens every other month at the Bang & Olufsen showroom in Soho. And it's an opportunity for musicians, creators, filmmakers to listen to their music in an incredible sound system area and get feedback from other artists. So it's really nice. We keep it small. It's usually about 5 people. But it's a great event, so we will be, I don't know, is the sign up for that? Yeah, okay, so that's online, and then we draw names at random. And then this one, we're focusing on sound for film and TV. So if you're a filmmaker or a sound artist, you want to check it out. We also have 2 fellowships open right now. We have the Jane Wong Fellowship for Dance and Choreography, and we have the Van Leer Fellowships in Musical Performance and Composition. So we have 2 Van Leer Music Fellowships and 1 Jane Wong Fellowship. Deadline for both of those is Monday, March 24th. It's a really great program. You get money, you get an artistic mentor, you get a career coach, you get performance opportunities, networking, all sorts of great stuff. And we also have merch, so if you're interested in one of these Lunar New Year shirts designed by Gabrielle Wichacha, also known as Gentle Oriental. They are commemorating the year of the wood snake, and they're only available for a limited time, so you can get them online. Again, they're pretty nice. And then we also want to spotlight our friends at the Asian American Writers Workshop, who introduced us to Sreshtha, and one of our featured presenters tonight. So the Writers Workshop, for over 30 years, the Asian American Writers Workshop has been dedicated to publishing and amplifying Asian American literary culture. Operating from a radically inclusive ethos, the Writers Workshop expands the definition not only of who is a writer, but also of who is Asian American. So they do amazing programming, all sorts of great events. Check out the margins, check out the workshop. And what else? Oh yeah, we're going to be hosting a mixer with the workshop in July for artists and writers. And I think it's going to be out here in Long Island City. We will let you know, but stay tuned. It's always a lot of fun. And then also we have our own online magazine. It's called The AMP. There are a few copies here if you want to take one home. It is online. We publish new content every week. And once a year we do a compendium of our editor's favorite stories. So you can check it out. This is our second print edition. And then finally, just a friendly reminder to share your work with us, share your opportunities. We have a community calendar where you can share openings, events, performances, all sorts of things. It's free for you all to post. So check it out. There's also an opportunities section that has jobs and residencies and exhibition opportunities and casting calls and all sorts of things. So check that out too. And then always I want to thank our supporters who make this possible, Con Edison, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs in partnership with the City Council, the New York State Council on the Arts with the support of Governor Kathy Hochul and the New York State Legislature, the Howard Gilman Foundation, Ford Foundation, and so many other generous individuals just like you who contribute to make these events possible. And especially our awesome A14 here tonight, Justine Lee, Danny Wu, you got on your way in, and Natalie Guaman, who is our intern this semester. So before I introduce our future presenter, I just want to do a quick land acknowledgement, because we do acknowledge that the land politically designated as New York City to be the homeland of the Munsee and Lenape peoples, who were violently displaced as a result of European settler colonialism over the course of 400 years. The Lenape are diasporic people who remain closely connected with this land and are its rightful stewards. And as an organization that focuses on the rights of underrepresented peoples and in solidarity with Indigenous people, we recognize this history and uplift the sovereignty of Indigenous people and their territories. And we commit to dismantling ongoing settler colonial practices and their implications in our world. So now, I am very excited to introduce our first featured presenter, Taiyo Na. Taiyo is a writer of poems, songs, stories, and curricula who lives right here on unceded Lenape land, Queens. Taiyo's 2010-2011 collaboration album, Home Word, under the outfit Magnetic North and Taiyo Na, MNTN, included a number of chart-topping songs in Asia, and his Artist Takeovers playlist was featured on Spotify in 2017. His writing has appeared in numerous journals, the anthology We, The Gathered Heat, Asian America and Pacific Island Poetry, Performance, and Spoken Word. Taiyo is a true polymath and an educator, and I will give you Taiyo right now.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Justine, and everybody at the Asian American Arts Alliance. Thank you for having me. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good. All right. I have a long relationship with the Asian American Arts Alliance. I remember going to the AAPI Heritage Festivals at Union Square 20-something years ago. Even co-hosted one of those with an MTV correspondent at the time, Susan Park. I think 02 or 03. Yeah, in the town halls. I remember starting up like 15, 20 years ago. And then I associate the Arts Alliance with Corky Lee too. I used to always see him everywhere at the events. So rest in power to Corky Lee. Like to read some poems, new poems, mostly new poems. I printed them a bunch out, but then I looked at the audience. I was like talking to Lisa and Justine, and I was like, oh, I think I need to read this. The one poem I didn't print out. So, this poem it talks about I teach high school mainly. And I've been teaching high school in New York City. And for the last 9 years, I've been teaching a course on Malcolm X and his legacy, his impacts on social movements in the 60s and 70s. And if you're familiar with the story of Malcolm X, there's a lot that comes up around colorism, internalized racism, colonialism, all that. And so after 9 years of teaching this, something made me like finally click, like, oh, okay, there's a poem here. So this is an ode. It's a tribute to two people, my Aunt Chiako and El Haj Malik El Shabazz. When I talk to students about Malcolm X as Detroit Red and that fire red conch and how it looked right because it looked white, I talk about my Aunt Chiako, my favorite aunt. The one who has since crossed over, who descended from a millennia of earth-tone farmers, who showered me with doting eyes, toys, and that oh-so-special phrase, choose anything from the store and I'll get it for you. I talk about how this dear aunt, sweeter than syrup, always had a jar of skin bleaching cream by her bathroom mirror and sink. The pang it gave me to see how someone so beautiful felt the compulsion to do, as what Malcolm would say, such self-degradation. Aunt Chiako had a sixth sense. Her body moved with premonitions and cigarette fumes. When my father and her younger brother would fall into years of philandering, joblessness, and credit card debt, she knew, no matter how much he hid those things. She'd have these dreams, feelings, telling her he was not all right, confirming when she asked me piercing questions about his whereabouts and ways. Years later, I think of her when my 4-year-old brings home a drawing, and it's a self-portrait of crayons and construction paper. I see that my son has chosen the color brown for his skin. And I say what I always say. This is beautiful. But the feeling under my skin is so, so different. Okay, thank you. See. Just adjusting so I can see the page. All right. It's really lovely to see at least 2 babies and 2 dogs here.
Yes.
I should have brought my kid, but no, I had to run around. You will not be able to focus. All right. I wanted to read this poem here. I don't really know who Chappelle Roan is, but apparently at the Grammys she talked about like how, streaming just like sucks the life out of musicians. Am I getting that right, Chappelle Roan fans? I feel like, I barely know who Chappelle Roan is, so younger folks, you gotta let me know. Anyway, some folks may know, I used to make more music. In my 20s, I was very active, making music with musicians as a songwriter. Now in my 40s, I don't really make a lot of music, but 20-something years later, I look around at my musician friends, in other words, like to what this person, Chappelle Roan, was saying, like the musicians are not all right. And this is a poem about that. And I fully realize that a lot of music, worlds can be very male-dominated. So the title of this is called Music Men in the Age of Streaming, and that's really intentional. Maybe I'm lucky teaching and writing. I found good, honest work. I'm in my mid-40s, and more the musicians I was playing with 20 years ago have been going insane because we live in the age of streaming, and everyone loves music, but there's no money in music. Millions of listeners in exchange for pennies. Decades in service to your craft for pennies. Packed jazz clubs to hold you over a couple meals. Music men who dazzle crowds of hundreds and thousands with their booming beats and rapid rhymes, minor ninths and chromatic inversions. Love and more love supreme. Now cooked somewhere in a bathroom without soap, sucked dry by cocaine, ketamine, and fentanyl. Holed up in a hospital with doctors deliberating whatever mental disorder diagnosis they'll come up with next. Fuck that. It's that they loved music so much they devoted the prime of their lives to the divinity of sound. Sure, maybe it's what racial capitalism does. Makes us insane by resegregation, desire, hoarding. Maybe it's that they're cishet men, and that's what we all slowly do, the undertow of testosterone, undoing ourselves and the planet in delusional flailing and fits. Maybe it's how it always was. The music men in rags, the court's jesters, sitting on a step or a crate or sifting through the subway cars with a cup of coins for a tambourine, paddling around the liquor store with a bottle in a brown bag, or the other spot holding a needle and tinfoil like a rose stem and petals, belting and busking. Can we give reparations to anyone who busks? Did I betray them all because I chose sobriety? Did I betray them to greet and love mornings? I hung up my coat. I aspire to be a coat racker. I'm not dying for the cause, yet glory to the martyrs. I sing to my child every night. It keeps me from going insane. I have not abandoned the music men. No, I can't truly be them, so I worship them. Crowns of thorns on crosses nailed by currency. Keep going? Okay. I can keep going?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. That was heavy, right? Let me do a lighter one. This one's called The Sigh of Peeing. It was March 8th. He's 4.5 years old. He marches up to the toilet, lifts the lid, and see, pees. And as the urine splashes into the toilet, he lets out a sigh with a siren clear of relief and accomplishment. Before, every time he peed, he did so silently. Thus, it was today, on March 8th, when I knew there was a lid that opened that wasn't coming back down. For at every urinal, tree, bush, street corner thereafter, he may forever let out that most ancient and irredeemable of exhalations. So here we are in 2025, and people have been talking about 5 years of COVID. I can't believe it. So this is a poem I wrote about 2020, and that was when my first child, my only child, was born. So it's called Weeks in the Moon. Written for our firstborn child who was in my partner Sarah's belly for most of 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. It's April. 20 weeks in your mother's room when she and her sister take a walk through the neighborhood park. A man calls them fucking chinks and spits towards them. Such occasions mark your beginning. The man's hatred and delusion don't notice the baby inside her, that there is life on top of life in her body. So if he had a knife or acid to throw like some of the lost souls in the city, he would have ripped you open or burned through twice the sanctity of my family. This marks your start. 10 weeks prior in the womb, we shared momos and taro buns with Malaya, who was visiting from San Jose. We talked through Terte, the plight of the people, Rhapsody, D-Smoke. We satiate the meal, talk about the 20 years between us. When he leaves, we hug. I clean the plates, notice purple crumbs that smile. 10 weeks prior in the womb, your mother and I weep over the film Queen and Slim. We stand in the lobby of the theater, arms wrapped and sobbing, bracing the heartbreak of a fictional reality we know to be true. This is your first movie. 8 weeks prior in the womb, Annie and Moss have their baby shower for your baby buddy Dash. This is your first party. 9 weeks prior in the womb, my old bandmate Takenori plays his West Montgomery fingers over his hollow body guitar at Tony's. I know you heard that reverb by the way he danced in the womb. This is your first concert. Our friend Abe plays drums, delivers lines, and belts at the Signature Theater like we've never seen it before, like audiences have never seen before. Cambodian rock band, this is your first play. At a day of remembrance at the Jade Church, you and your mother love the Inari Zushi. You come from a long line of people who love Inari. Across seas, through barbed wire fences, the Lakers went on a run in March, only to be stopped by Brooklyn. We are on the couch. Your father watches the games on the TV while your mother naps. We rest while caressing you over your mother's belly, these warm hands, your first blanket. 20 weeks in the womb, we are alive during a genocide through federal neglect. Over 10,000 dead and no sign of the number slowing down. From Queens to Brooklyn, Detroit to Chicago, New Orleans to Newark. There aren't enough beds, ventilators, masks, gloves, scrubs, care, compassion, generosity to adequately deal with this pandemic. 20 weeks in the womb, those nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, farmers, delivery folks on the front lines continue to go to work. Their courage moves us. Your uncle, the baker, lost his job. Like millions of other people in this country, he, like all of them, did not deserve this. He's still baking, though, making tutorials online. He makes a dough as tender and beautiful as his heart. His bread is waiting for you. Your mother persists too, holds space for her team. Your father holds space for his students as best as we can in virtual spaces. 20 weeks in the womb, the earth is reshaping itself. We are breathing in an age where there's a shortage of breaths. You take your breaths amidst water through a cord to your mother underneath the cocoon of a belly, soft like milk bread. 21 weeks in, your mother starts experiencing Braxton Hicks contractions, brief cramps that are said to prepare her body for your birth. Nature, true to her programming, invites us into signals of what is to come before it is fully present. The deaths keep ballooning. Public school staff, MTA staff, folks in prison. Arunati Roy once spoke about the era of new genocide, a byproduct of globalization. New genocide occurs when human-imposed conditions lead to mass death without people actually going out and killing other people. An example would be economic sanctions against Iraq, when in 97 and 98, U.S. sanctions on Iraq claimed more than 500,000 children's lives. New genocide is created when there is a purposeful withholding of necessary resources for a population. You are in the womb during a new genocide. Its capital is the city of your father's birth. Your parents, friends, and colleagues are losing their fathers, mothers, friends, grandparents. These are swift, pummeling deaths, cleave lungs and vocal cords like Eric Garner. Say their names, they can't breathe. By the end of May, we know the names of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and more. Something cracks open. The streets flow, the protesters, statues fall, statements and more statements fly. Former students lead the way while we quarantine with your mother. A tipping point, a rebellion, reckoning in response to double pandemics. Black American spring, this birth right here before you. 30 weeks in the womb, your mother and I decided a name for you. Jai. In Korean, it means freedom. Free, both noun and adjective. You are Jai, you can be Jai, you feel Jai. May you know what this year means, this moment, and may it be in our mother's tongues. At 36 weeks, we welcome a Monstera deliciosa to add to our plant family. The Swiss cheese plant grows holes in her adult leaves so light cascades to the smaller leaves below. What holes will we grow to let love shine through to our young? What do we let go to give space for? Week 41, contractions accelerate, muscles tighten and release in the rhythm of the storm. Divinely dangerous, the labor which begets all labor, the work that precedes all work. Rings of fire. Week 41, you're here. Jai is late, it's on time. The last Wednesday of August. The Milwaukee Bucks, an NBA team, goes on strike, the first time for any professional sports team to do so. This Sunday before, Wisconsin police hailed 7 bullets and paralyzed a 29-year-old black father, Jacob Blake, in front of his children. At a protest in Kenosha, 2 protesters are shot to death. Other major sports athletes act in solidarity with the Bucks. It's 4 years to the day when Kaepernick first kneels in the game. Freedom contracts, freedom cascades. When you first slide out of your mother's womb, you take a moment and realize you're no longer in a world of amniotic fluid. You wail. Skin to skin with us soothes you. Your mother can't believe how small you are. A miniature nose, feet, hands. To think we were all that tiny once. Small bundles turning into tall things. Thank you.
All right, we are going to start now with our first group of 2-minute pitches. So we'll start with S. Wu, Abigail Chang, Philip Gregory Burke, and Michelle Chu.
Hi, I'm Abby. I'm she, they pronouns. I am a Chinese American performing artist. I'm primarily an opera singer, but I do all different types of performing, and I wanted to share with you today a little bit about my upcoming project, which is actually going to be in that theater over there, here at Culture Lab. One of the things I've been exploring in the last few years as an artist is how to combine my art with real tangible impact in my local community. So this project is the next step in that exploration. It's a performance theater piece. It's a song recital that combines classical music, dance and movement, and poetry, and it's very poetry text driven with a community resource fair, which will be held in this space. And so it's primarily based in Queens, because I live in Queens, that's my community. So there'll be different organizations that empower all different communities, Asian American communities in Queens, for social justice, civic participation, economic justice, housing, all of those things. So the idea is that the piece is a gathering and then inspires folks to get to know a little bit about their community, and each organization will bring a specific direct action that you can take right then and there. So hopefully people will leave having done something to make a change in the community. And yeah, this is my first town hall, so I'd love to meet anyone after and talk about performing. Thanks so much.
When is it?
Oh, it's April 4th and 5th, Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m.
Thank you, Abby. Next up is Phil. Phil?
Hi, everybody. How you doing? So this is my first time out too. So my platform as a playwright chronicles the sociology of the African diaspora and illuminates the intricate intersections of blackness and queerness, ranging from antiquity to the present to Afrofuturism. Everything I write connects to a singular universe. And part of that universe is a rarely discussed obscure history of African Indians, also known as cities, who have lived in India for over 2,000 years. As a 2024-2025 Bandung resident working with Asian American Arts Alliance and the Museum of Contemporary African Diaspora Arts, I am writing an epic classical play set in medieval India called Decimals of the Delta. Through research, reimagination, reverence, and restorative justice, this work of historical fiction inspired by historical facts expands concepts of diversity through religious range of thought, linguistic variety, queer and classical stratification, as it carries a recognition of the dearth of written works in theater that allow creatives like us from the global south to see ourselves in roles that are uniquely ours. My express goal is that this play distributes the equity missing in the theatrical and queer lexicon that showcases our talents, and I'm interested in building a coalition of Black and Asian artists to tell this saga set in 1622. And I will be doing, sharing the genesis of this play's history and my journey through it, and sharing some excerpts and possibly being interviewed by some friends of mine about this whole project that has been like a decade in the works for me. Sometime in June, I'll have a presentation about that. But I'll let you all know. Just follow me at Philip G. Burke on Instagram, and you'll get some more information. And if you want to know all about theater, I'd love to talk to anybody about theater and writing, acting, whatever. And just I look forward to meeting you. All right, bye.
Thank you for that. And last up in this group is Michelle Chi. Michelle? No? Okay. We do not have Michelle with us. So we are going to move on to our next featured presenter. Sorry, I will get up so I'm not this disembodied voice. All right, so I am very excited to introduce our next featured presenter. Sreshtha is a poet from Delhi, India, and one of the founding editors of the Shoreline Review, which is an online journal for and by South Asian poets. Their work has been published or is forthcoming in a number of journals, including AAPI, Bitch Media, Gulf Coast, Hyperallergic, Hyphen Magazine, Kenyan Review, The Margins, McSweeney's Rumpus, and many more. And they won an award, an AAPI Award from Poets and Writers in 2017. I give you Sreshtha Sen.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for that introduction, Lisa. Thank you for organizing this. Justine, Lisa, Natalie, Danny, anyone else I'm forgetting or haven't known the names of. I'm looking forward to. Thank you, Taiyo, for reading, and everyone else for their pictures. Really grateful to be here today. I wanted to start my reading for you all today with this poem by the poet George Abraham. It informs a lot, gives me a framework for how I'm feeling right now, and also how I'm feeling about my writing right now. It starts with an epigraph by Dennis Smith that says, "At the end of the world, let there be you, my Lord." On the eve of yet another Nakba, a dream of abandoning the shithole called American life and teleporting to the largest Palestinian potluck imaginable. No shelling, no blockades or walls, no wildfire lies to feed the American public, no America to need feeding. Everyone will eat here and have their fill. Look what we built from the rubble of their imagination, they who could not fathom this weight of us. We abandoned their failed future, failed progress, failed names for human. We who know the cost of leaving time in our bodies. We who know no elsewhere but today. We naive enough to write poems imagining the impossible. We who love ourselves enough for such tenderness. However brief, we know the work is coming and here already. We know the conditional tense of every dream will have an end. I'm trying to have faith in unknowing, to trust in the becoming of us, unbounded, unboundable, as if the necessary severance was not of wall or flame, but a question reflected back to the world. O you who cannot bear this weight of us, O you who cannot love us completely, O you who cannot love even your own selves, we know your gaze, your bitter witness, we diet every day and tunnel into elsewhere, beyond your wildest dreams. To you I say, another world is possible, for it is here already. To you I say, abandon yourself, abandon every Eden tended at our own expense. The table is set, the fruit beyond knowing is ripe and begging to be plucked. We are already mid-fall and reaching for life in every act of choosing, and choosing life in every act of reaching. And the return is here, and here, and here, and already. So, and I love that poem so much because I've been working on a lot of persona poems. I've been trying to find, I was originally drawn to this form of using a persona, using figures from television or movies or myths or art to use as a voice to channel my own poetry. And I was originally drawn to it because of what I thought it would allow me to say something that I felt I couldn't say if the speaker was clearly me. But the more I'm writing these poems, the more I'm discovering that what they actually do is reveal something about me to myself. And also they allow me a platform like Abrams poem does to imagine the impossible, to become a realm for the possible to exist in the world. So just like Abrams poem imagines if we found something in this world, I'm thinking about what poetry could do for us. So I'm going to read 4 small persona poems, 4 self-portraits. If there's any figure or voice or mask I'm using that feels unclear, I'm happy to talk about it afterwards to anyone. This is self-portrait as an extra in every film starring Shah Rukh Khan. Badshah, but T for T. When Badshah enters the casino, security holds hands. 2 bodyguards tilted together, they lift each other up. No, literally, they are the weight the other holds. ये आदमी है कि मटन की दुकान? Badshah asked. I wanted to be a mutton shop once. I ate right, went to the gym, felt lonely, and returned to bed. But just suppose I didn't. Suppose instead I turned to the man next to me, replaced the dumbbells he fists with the heft of me. Won't you hold my hand, bro? No one can tell where my sweat becomes his quench. As we turn with the possibility of gaining more mass in front of the world's eyes. Nothing stops us now. No pain, no gain, no thrust, no grunts. Women and men document our becoming. Self-portrait as brother's mouth. So I am both me and man, under stubble, swollen in volume instead of rusted want. To have never known hunger or lack, the dusk, these streets, split open safety, everything within a gulf's reach. I am a cavern ghost shut most days. How like me, my mother smiles. The way our lips tilt to reflect the others. The only time I open wide, in a begging, as she, who I smile like, says, I don't even know how to love you anymore. And I say, you have to. You have to keep trying. This is my sister. Self-portrait as gently she's Judith Swain. Anyone I have ever loved, and everyone I love, and my love has a story about a man. And I want to be merely what happens to men. I cannot stop thinking of my friend. I am, I promise, trying. Say one morning with a sky so broad we could see from New York to Delhi, I cross the streets and see the face, any face whose haunting I am trusted with. Let me be Judith once, expressionless in the face of justice. To avenge, I just roll up my sleeves, do what must be done. I wear the face of patience and a mathematician. If I slide the knife this slow, caress his head just so, how long before his eyes empty of any life he ever could claim to live? Let my crime be art too. Holofernes, dead at last. And I'll end with an excerpt from a sonic round I'm working on about clowns. Thank you guys so much for listening and being grateful. Clown crown. Here is a list of things my father finds funny. Americans. The word loofah. Knock-knock jokes. This life I have built for myself, but he refuses to call a life but wants to know about nevertheless. Clowns, of course. When he was 8, he ran away in search of a circus to join. I love that story. He doesn't think it's special. Every father possesses a tale about the circus. Surely they must. Fatherhood is clownery too. One I find myself thinking about lately. It's surprising, even to me. I spent so much desperately trying to be a daughter, when really, I am my father's favorite joke. Thank you so much.
That was fantastic. All right, now we're going to move on to our Ada, Sullivan, Lucy, Wayne, and Nicole. June, are you, oh, okay, so we'll start with you. And you can go up there and I'll start the timer when you're ready.
Let me lower this. Hello. Okay. I wasn't planning on reading this, but I'm going to read this. Oh God. And then I'm going to talk about what I planned on talking about. Okay. So this is a letter that I wrote last summer. Losing Appa has been devastating. Becoming a parent without a physical connection to either of my parents has been deeply painful. Carrying the death of my father while carrying the life of this child has been the most difficult thing I have ever done in my 35 years of life. During the first week of May, I ate a plate of mandu that Oma made for my husband Greg and me back in January. She was living with us in Brooklyn after Appa died. She had frozen a giant Tupperware container full of these handmade mandu filled with pork, green onions, vermicelli noodles, kimchi, tubu, and love. As soon as the mandu hit my tongue, my eyes filled with tears, and a flood of grief hit me like a tidal wave. I ate the mandu. I wept and wailed. It was the first time I had eaten Oma's food since February. The smell and taste of her food flooded me with memories of eating mandu together with my parents at their table in their home. The smell and taste of her food also flooded me with the searing grief of the reality that we will never be able to eat mandu together again. When my dad died, it felt like an entire line of my life had been severed. It felt like all of the lights went out. It felt like losing a limb. It felt like losing a life. My life. It felt like I had lost half of myself. My identity became so unsteady. Who am I without Appa? Since Appa died, I hold on to things more loosely and more tightly. Since Appa died, I realized that nothing matters and everything matters. Since Appa died, physical things feel more meaningless and more precious. Since Appa died, I live my life with more patience and more urgency. The only things we have left when people die are their memories and their things. I find myself holding on to all our memories and all of our things. I didn't have time to talk about my thing. Talk to me afterwards, bye.
Thank you. All right, next, Ada.
Hi everyone, it's my first time. I'm Aida Sulova. I am from Kyrgyzstan, Central Asia. I'm here to introduce myself and the place that I come from. I moved here 8 years ago, and what I've noticed that the places that I go to, classes, museums, town halls like this, I become like a history or geography teacher because I always have to contextualize and show where I come from and why I speak like Slavoj Žižek, I think that whole situation, like with me filling out applications and not finding my country in the list, or like, dragging and looking the drop-down menu, where's Kyrgyzstan? It's not there, and so that's why I have to tick the other. So my otherness became kind of part of the identity that I didn't want, but I'm kind of forced to have it. So Central Asia, there's more than 83 million people there, and there is less than 1 million people residing, people from Central Asia residing here in the United States. We come from like all walks of life. We do many things, and I really wanted the area get like fair representation here in the United States. So if you're interested to collaborate, I'm an artist and also a curator, and I'm very much interested in having projects here together with you. So thank you.
Okay, Lucy.
haven't seen her for maybe 3 or 4 years. I have always wished to live with her. We will have endless talks and laughs about everyday things, sharing interesting moments or funny things we encounter. If there are different dimensions within space and time, we will be on the same delightful wavelength, seeing the humorous sides of things. We met up at the concert hall in Seattle. The orchestra performance, though I don't exactly remember what it was, wasn't even that good. But we enjoyed and appreciated the entire show. Then, at the top of the Needle Tower, the sun or the moon, a great circle, cycling, repeating, echoing the other's hum. Both held the hue of pressed panties, saturated in November air. Maybe it was the sun, as it held the moon right above it, and descended into the horizon. Very far from us, yet present. A tangent fruit suspended in the light of dusk. I haven't seen the sky like this with her. I wonder how often that special moment happens, with the sun and moon both seemingly so far away and so close. Their glow catching in her irises like crescent in water. Thank you, Asian American Arts Alliance, Justine and Lisa, for this chance to share my work here. I just also my name is Lucy. I'm a visual artist and interior designer. I want to share the upcoming fair that I will be sharing some of my printmaking works. It's called Metal in Print, and if you are interested in seeing printmaking, the event is pretty cool. We have cartoon artists and music, and you can take a photo of the information. Yeah, thank you.
Hey, is Nicole here? Nicole? No? Okay. All right, well, let's give a big hand to all of our pitchers and our future presenters. Thank you all for sharing tonight. So is there anybody who's so moved who'd like to get up and give a 30-second pitch? Or anybody who didn't finish their first pitch and would like an additional 30 seconds? Come on up here. Just before you start, write your name and how people can stay connected to you.
So I signed up for the 2-minute pitches, and I thought this event started at 7:30, so I'm very late.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. Okay.
Are you Michelle? Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, you can go ahead and start
Yeah.
your 2-minute pitch, and then everybody else who wants to do 30 seconds, just line up right here, and I will, and then you just go in order. All right.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm so sorry for being a stereotypical person and being on POC time. So sorry. I really thought this event started at 7:30 and I was trying to get there early. So you can imagine my surprise when I had missed my opportunity, but that's okay because I'm here. So I am here because I am a co-producer of improv comedy shows and storytelling shows specifically geared at diverse audiences. So I have a couple producing partners. We have shows all over New York. We do an all-Asian improv show called Shoes Off at the Magnet Theater about once every few months. Our next show is this April, I believe it's April 4th at Friday at 10:30 p.m. We get between 20 to 30 Asian improvisers on one show, including a pianist. And I also perform with other Asian teams, like we do improvised karaoke, so we take karaoke tracks and we make up our own lyrics. And I'm also on a musical improv house team, so that's how I'm able to do all this stuff. I am here because I believe that this content is really powerful and it needs an audience. Right now, we have a lot of other improvisers who come to our shows, and we are super diverse in terms of our point of view. You can get 20 people to share a stage. You have a really large breadth of different identities that are all under the Asian umbrella. So I highly encourage you to come to our shows. Some of them are free. I would say the most expensive shirt probably $10. We just don't have a really good way of messaging. I've been posting on the A4 calendar website and using the newsletter for a while, but I know because I do an event survey that no one is finding out about our events through the newsletter, unfortunately. So I am here in person to tell you. And I believe it's a really strong part of our community to be able to laugh together and to come to these shows. So that's my pitch. Didn't time it, so sorry I'm late. If you have any questions, please come. Oh, yay! If you have any questions, that's me. I guess I have a QR code. You can just come talk to me afterwards. I look like this. And I'm happy to share information. There's at least 3 shows coming up, including this Friday at Waldy's Bird Company. Thank you.
Now we're gonna start our 30-second pitches. So you should come back up and stand next to the mic.
Hi, I'm Gian, and I had a slide up here that said Asian American Art Club because I have an Asian American Art Club. And if you want to join, I would love to talk to you afterwards. We meet every week in Brooklyn, and we have field trips, and this is one of our field trips today. And our friend and my member David is here, and yeah, we just meet once a week. It's kind of like this, but more intimate and like conversational. And it's just been such a gift to meet with David every week. And yeah, I would love to talk to you more about the club because I think we need community in order to keep going. So talk to me. Okay, bye.
Hello everyone, I'm Sharice Francis. I'm a Queens-based poet and editor, and this is my first town hall, and I'm grateful to be here. It was wonderful hearing the readers and the presenters. I just want to quickly tell you that I'm on the board of a few literary organizations in Queens. Queens Bound, which is a project that is based off of the subway lines in Queens. Newtown Literary, which is the first literary journal in Queens, and also Poets of Queens, which is a press and does local readings. So if you are from Queens and you're a Queens writer and are interested in any of these, please talk to me after. Thank you.
Okay, next is Manga. Okay, great. You have 30 spoke. Oh. Okay, 30 seconds.
Hi everyone, my name is Magda. I'm an artist in the Greek and Destula. This is my first time being here, so thank you for having this and for your shares. I have a project called Basi, which means blessings in Lao. And it's all about grief and in the life work, and I approach this through creativity, through holistic practices and community. And I just want to share very quickly that this Friday I'm having a very experiential event called Dress for Your Funeral. And thank you. And we're having a very creative tablescape and conversations, and it's going to be in Greenpoint. So if anyone's interested or just learning more about the end of life work, I'm happy to talk to you. Yeah, so
Thank you. V, and then Dakota.
Hi everyone, my name is V, and I'm a visual artist and designer. Today I'm here to represent BCS NYC. We're a group of Vietnamese creative people in New York, and we're hosting monthly events to represent like multiple art forms, and we're always looking for artists to collaborate. So if you're looking for a platform or want to like connect, let's talk after. Nice to meet you very much.
Thank you. Next is Dakota.
Hello. Hi everyone. I just finished writing a book. It's a personal memoir and historical narrative about growing up Indonesian and Indonesia growing up. I'm just starting to pitch to agents and publishers, so if you're interested and want to talk about it, I'm around. I'll shoot you guys a couple sentences to give you a feel. Gemes is a word that only exists in Indonesian. Have you ever been overcome by the intense desire to pinch a baby's cheeks? That's gemes. Psychologists call this phenomenon cute aggression. I wonder if the first colonists looked at us in our land and felt a perverse sense of gemes. Were we so cute that they had to squeeze everything they could out of us? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Taiyo. I'm a Queens-based dancer and choreographer. This is my first time at an A4 artist town hall, so I'm a little nervous. But I'm here to share, starting April 13th, every Sunday, 2 to 3:30 p.m. I'm going to be partnering with Evelyn and my dance studio based in Flushing to share a workshop Rhythm and Soul, like the City Soul. We're going to be sharing like different types of Korean music and share a little bit more about Korean culture than what is already known commercially, like the K-pop idols and K-drama and stuff like that. So if you're interested in moving, it's an open level class series, so come talk to me. It's also an A4 website as well.
Thank you. David?
Hello, David Kwakwa. I'm in the Asian Arts Club. Yeah, I'm a science communicator and composer playwright. I just want to bring up Carolyn Chow's musical Microbes, which will be at Marjorie Dean in theater in April 13th. She's also a science communicator. Thank you, Justine, for letting me know about that. To end on this, I guess it's almost spring, so here's the photosynthesis equation. C6H12O6 plus 6O2, 6 carbon, 12 hydrogen, 6 oxygen plus 6 oxygen molecules.
Okay, last chance for anybody else that wants to give a 30-second pitch. Okay. All right.